Today, I want to invite to the stage Brother Joseph L. Patterson. Love your suit.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now, after the kind of performance I see earlier, I cannot live up to any of them. I can't sing, I can't do poetry or anything like that. So please bear with me. I'm going to give you a history lesson instead. Is that okay? So, long time ago, there was a young man by the name of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Now, this young man was no different from any one of us. He was born into poverty. He was born at a time when there was lots of racism. Jamaica was not yet independent. And this young man had to figure his way out. One of the things he did, which all of us should do, is he read a lot. His father, Marcus Garvey Sr., had a whole heap of books packed up in the back. And so this young man went and he read all the books that he could get his hands on. And because of all his reading, his mind expanded tremendously. And before long, he had delusions of grandeur and thought that he could liberate an entire race of people called Africans. And so this man, Marcus Garvey, set out on a mission that led to him arising or arousing the interest of the local Jamaican indigenous people. Now, we never listened to him as much as we should have, and so he left our shores and he went to the great United States of America, where he taught the black men and women there that we could become the United States of Africa. And lo and behold, many black men and women, Africans in the US, flocked to Marcus Garvey, and before long, you had millions of Garveyites across the world. Give him a hand for me. One little Jamaican did that. Nobody before him and nobody after him have done such a great feat. And he did it without social media. He did it without the kind of freedoms you and I enjoy today. He overcame the odds to demonstrate that a black man or a black woman, an African who decides to think and apply him or herself, can be a great person, not just a great Jamaican, but a great man, because Marcus Garvey has influenced so many other nations. Now, fast forward to a few years before we earned the right to vote. Does anybody know what year we earned the right to vote? 62? Anybody else? All right, I won't tell you. But let's back up a little bit. In 1838, those persons who colonized our country, raped us, beat us, sold us, buy us, those persons decided in 1838 that it was time for we black people to be free. It wasn't a gift. It's because your foreparents burned down a few plantations and chop up a few people. They decided we need to change the form of slavery from the one we have to a different kind of slavery. And so in 1838, they freed the slave. But that was a trick, because in 1838, when they freed the slave, they did not give the slave back the land that was stolen from them. Even today, you are still butter in and slaving at low wages and mortgage interest to get a piece of land or house. A lie, may I tell? So even to this very day, you are still suffering from the impact of slavery because they have not given you back the land that was stolen from you. So even now that we have people that we elect that have black face like we, they're still implementing white laws. So watch me now. So in 1838, they freed the slave, but that was a trick. It was a way to pacify you, so you stop burning down the plantation. Now, after that first trick, we cheered and we jumped for joy and thought that we were free, only to realize that we weren't. So in 1944 now, they gave us now fake democracy where there's a one man, one vote. What year? 1944. But just around that time was Marcus Garvey. So I'm going to tell you a secret why they gave you the right to vote. Because of Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey in the 30s created his own political party. The first party in Jamaica, our party, the People's Party. And we, the people, funded that party. We crowdfunded and we funded it. So the rich man never owned Marcus Garvey. The elites never owned Marcus Garvey. The plantocracy never owned Marcus Garvey. We, the people, were led by Marcus Garvey to own our own party. Give him a hand for that. And so, the colonial masters got smart again. They said, hold on a second. If we allow this Garvey fellow, he's going to lead the people away from us to true liberation and to true empowerment. So let us find a trick for them now. And so the trick that they found for them now was to create Freedom Party. And them trick we into accepting two colonial parties instead of Marcus Garvey Party. Now, Marcus Garvey Party was supposed to unify we, but Freedom Party come to divide we. So we start to see each other through green and orange lenses. We no longer see each other as black Jamaicans, as Africans, as persons who have been deprived of their rights and their property. We start to see each other as people for kill, people for cuss, and people for mash up, and people to thief from. And so we mash up our country in the name of our favorite party. So Marcus Garvey stepped up the program a little bit. And over time, they realized that Marcus Garvey going to win. So them push him out of Jamaica and cause him to go dead or foreign. So on June 10th, 1940, Marcus Garvey died a sad, miserable life, heartbroken, because we allowed them to kick him out and put in Freedom Party. Now, we have an opportunity to reverse that history. How do we reverse that history? We can do what Marcus Garvey teach we. Marcus Garvey said we should form our own party. Marcus Garvey said we should fund our own party. Marcus Garvey said we should own our own party. And when we own and fund our own party, the party will work for us. Now give him clap again for that. Clap him again for that. Now, the colonial masters, them no fool. So them have a trick. Here's the trick. They convince you and me and all of we, so politics must be free. And so we now go fund the party. We are going to allow the rich business elite for fund the two party, and then we just go vote. So guess what happened? Even though we have democracy, it is fake. Because somebody else decide who you can vote for. You not go vote for nobody you not sleep on TV. You not go vote for nobody you not sleep on radio. You not go vote for nobody who can buy the curry goat. You not go vote for nobody who can buy you the beer. You not go vote for nobody who poor and look like you. You want to vote for the ones who get the money to come and buy you. And so you have been voting for them now for 80 long years. And over the 80 years, the value of your dollar go down. The cost of living go up. You can't own your house. You can't finish build it. You can't send your kids to school. The health care too high, and you suffer and suffer until one day you die. But Marcus Garvey said, up you mighty race. It's not over yet, because the spirit of Marcus Garvey is still with us today. And so Marcus Garvey said, you can kill me, but my spirit will come back. And I can tell you that Marcus Garvey is here today, in you and in me, if we decide to stand up and fight for liberty and justice for all. Clap him again if you will. And so, remember, Them trick Queen of 1838 with fake freedom. Them trick Queen of 1944 with fake democracy. And guess what? In 1962, them trick we again with fake independence. How can you be independent with a foreigner as your head of state? How can you be independent when your money in a print here but print somewhere else? How can you be independent when you can't control your own economy? How can you be independent if your school curriculum is based on foreigners and not on Marcus Garvey teachings and principles? We're not independent, we have become more dependent. So these two parties have made us more dependent than independent. So the time has come for us to dash for fake freedom, dash for fake democracy, dash for fake independence, and don't make them come give us a fake republic now. Because what I'm going to do right now is not constitutional reform, because we don't want that. We want constitution change. We want constitution replacement. We want to replace the colonial constitution with our constitution. One that is written by the people, for the people, to achieve the aspirations of the people. And that we want. And so now we have a decision to make. We the people, not them there in a parliament. We the people have to decide that we want to write for our own constitution. We don't want you to peck with the one where you get from the foreign master. We don't want you to adjust the one where them gave in 1962. We want to write for our own constitution, for our own purposes, to protect us from you and them will control you. And so, this is why man and people like Mr. Chase Neal, stand up for me, Chase. Man, one second, I soon come to you. Sit up, man, here, like Chase Neal. And the lady there, stand up, lady. That's my wife. Stand up, Mrs. Patterson. Them people there. And a number, you can sit down now, thank you. And a number of others. We have decided to form the Jamaican People United Independence Congress Party. And what we mean by that, we mean united because Marcus Garvey teaches us to be united. We must come together and fight for liberty and fight for justice and fight for empowerment. That's number one. And independence because we need to become independent thinker. Get rid of the mind that has caused us to be divided and get a new mind. Let this mind be in you which was also in the Most High. The mind of liberty, the mind of justice, the mind of helping our brothers and sisters to be the best that they can be. That is the mind we need in us. And then now, we have Congress because it's time for us to stop the government and opposition and sit around the same table and make one plan under one God for one destiny in this country. A sovereign people. Sovereignty for the individual and sovereignty for the collective. So now, I have come to the end of my history lesson. So I'm going to tell you now a little summary of what I just told you before. Marcus Garvey taught us three principles. Principle number one was unity. What did I say? Say it louder, man. Unity. Say it louder. Unity. All right, unity. Marcus Garvey taught us principle number two, liberty. Say it for me. Liberty. Liberty. And principle number three, empowerment. Empowerment. So here is what we're going to do. We're going to unite to liberate ourselves. We're going to unite to empower ourselves. And when we are empowered, we're going to have this kind of system. Here's a system. We're going to have a system where the government and the Constitution is designed to protect your life, your liberty, and your property, and to give you a safe, clean, and orderly society where you, your child, your family, and everybody can live, earn, and retire in dignity. That is Marcus Garvey. Thank you very much.